Okay, uh, hello there. I just want to make this video for you to explain you how the FX replay works. To be honest, it's pretty straightforward. So when you first come in, you're going to see this one. There's going to be no numbers since you haven't done any back testing. So there's some tutorials here. They have three options. They have a profile session where you can recreate the challenge phase. Like you can put like a profit target, daily stop loss, or whatever. I prefer the more open option, which is the backtesting session. Okay. So if you go to the backtesting session and you press start a session, it means that you're gonna have to start a whole session. So every time, for example, like this whole 13 hours I invested in the 1 month, this is one session. So every time you let's say okay, you did some backtest today, you stop, you're tired, you come tomorrow again. You're not gonna start a new backtest, you're just gonna select the one that already you already started. So you can continue from the same point you left on. So in that case, you're gonna go to the sessions and it's gonna give you some stats and you're gonna go to charts. Then you have to go to charts. I'm gonna take you straight to the charts. If you press here select session, you can see I have two sessions. This is one I'm doing. This one is a test. I don't know. I need to delete it. But here it gives you like the options, so you can have like multiple sessions. Uh, Now, why would you like to have multiple sessions? Okay, let's say you want to test the same strategy with 1% risk or with 2% risk. Because once you start the session, uh, it's a good practice to have a very specific risk amount. So, for example, like I trade 1%, okay, but if you trade different percentages, different risk, so the results they're not going to be consistent and they're not going to be reliable. So that's why when you start a backtesting session, you need to choose wisely what's your risk is going to be like and what your trading asset, etc. So let's try to do one now. Start the backtesting session. You can name your session. Let's call it test for now. You can choose your account balance. That for me is indifferent since I trade in 1%, so it doesn't make any big difference. Uh, Type to set your asset, so I trade MES, you see micro, or you can trade even ES futures, depending on your account. I chose micro, but because there's more flexibility. Because micros you can split them and you can say okay, I'm gonna have 7 micros, okay, but you don't have this flexibility with whole ES mini accounts. And since there's no commission, I mean you can apply your commission as well if you want, but since it's just a test, I don't really care about the commission, so I just went with the MES, so I can have like more flexibility in the account sizing. So we can try this, select the chart layout. Mm, you can create your own layout. This is optional, but you can create one. I'll show you. I don't select anything now, so we can create our own. And you're gonna see. So this layout is fixed to your backtesting session. And what I mean layout is how the charts are aligned, or if you choose 2 charts or 4 charts, or all these kind of things. So you press when you want to start the backtest from. This one it can't be changed. You cannot change it later. So choose wisely what's the period you want to trade. If then you change your mind and you want to trade different period, you have to start a new backtesting session. It means that you're going to lose all the data, so you have to start from the beginning. Um, I don't care about this one now, so I might as well choose January the 26th, let's say the 1st. You can also choose the time. I'm gonna set it at 9, half past 9. Okay, and I'm gonna end, let's say today, which is not today. It's the last time that they actually have data on, which is the 28th, like 2 days ago. Uh, and there's an option to auto update end date. It means like while you're back testing towards today, the end date is gonna change. It's not gonna be 28th. It's gonna, as you know, we progress and then more data coming in. So this may as well just will become 29, 30, and 1st of August and so on. So it's gonna update the end date. I don't really care about this because I'm trading live, so I know how the market is now, so I don't really care about this. Let's go create session. Okay. Okay. It takes a little bit of time to load. Not much, but okay. So here we are. We have this one. So first of all, you can fully customize it. It means that if you press right click, you go to settings. There's a symbol, which means you can change the color of the candles. Here, status line. This is the status line. You want just the title. You want the market status open. You know, this blue dot means that it's open. Uh, Chart values, bar change values, whatever. Titles instead of scale lines. Sorry, scales and lines. Uh, Here. So here, I don't know what this is. I don't really care. No overlapping labels. This one I like because if, like, for example, you see these two labels, one of each other, so no overlapping. It means that if there are two labels at the same price, all of them they're going to be visible. So this one, for example, maybe a little bit higher or a little bit below, but it's still going to be visible with this color. So it's easier for you to see all the levels, one above or the other, but they won't be overlapping, so it's easier for them to see. Uh, if you press overlapping, they just one are gonna overlap over each other, which we don't want because you can read you can read the underneath. The plus button, it means that you can press, there's gonna be a plus button you can see here. Then you can open an order straight away. I don't care about this because I place my orders through here, so I don't really care. But when you trade on, this is by the way the TradingView layout. On TradingView, this is nice because you can take orders fast. And then there's a canvas where you can say the background grid lines if you want. I don't want any grid lines. Session breaks, you should click this one. The ETH, I think, is gonna be the background's gonna be kind of blue, so it's distinguishes from the RTH. This is the color of the crosshair. Watermark, if you place the watermark, is gonna be at the back. Let me see. Ticker, MES. You can also say what's the interval, 1 minute. And the description, we don't care about this. Uh, this is the color of the text, and this is the color of the lines, navigation, etc. It's nothing big. Okay. So this is okay, and now we have the color how we wanted, everything. So let's say we don't want this volume by time. Sometimes, by the way, this can be very useful. Um, but this one you can remove it, so you can add indicators. So this is the volume already pre-installed. So you can either hide it or you can either dump it. And if you want indicators, the one I only use is um, the one I use is actually the VWAP. You can see it here. and then you can customize the VWAP. Oops. Yeah, you can customize it. You can add more bounds here, colors and everything. This is the way I want it. Just gray out and just the DVA high and the VWAP, nothing else. And make sure it starts on the session. So if you say inputs, because you have the week and the monthly, so we don't care about everything else. And let's press OK. So okay, so since we're here now, what was the layout? Because we was talking about layout before. So if you go here, you can see the layout setup. So you can choose your layout. For example, you can have two charts, one by like this. If you like, you can have three. I prefer to have four personally. So this is my usual setup. If you press save, this setup is going to be sometimes it automatically saves. I think you can. There's an option, so you can automatically save it if you want. So this is my layout, what I have, and usually what I do. So here you can set up different time frames. So what I really do is usually it's I use the 1 hour. By the way, here on top, if you click on it, you can add with favorites. It's all the different high time frames. So for me, I have some favorites, which if you press a favorite, it's gonna come right away on the top bar. So you don't have to click all the time. So for me, it's the 1 hour. It's not on the favorites. We're gonna do it now. Okay. So let's say this one, I want to be on the 1 hour, right? Exactly. Also, for this one, I don't want to have the VWAP. I don't really care about the VWAP. I just want the price action. Okay. Let's say for this one, I set it like I want it, but you can do whatever you want, you know. Here, for example, I want this one to be the 15 minutes. It's kind of like more intermediate. And also here, I don't really care about the VWAP, just I want the price action. So here I have the bigger price action, so I know where I stand in terms of the bigger picture. This is more like intermediate action. This is the most close to reality at the moment. So we have the 1 minute. Here, I do like the VWAP because I want to see how it interacts. So uh, this is my go-to chart, this one. And only for the entries, I have the 10 seconds. So you get more and more granular detail. And if you see my videos, you can see that I'm focusing, like I don't really watch the charts. This is what I'm doing. This chart, these two, I'm watching the charts only when I'm doing my analysis. I don't really trade on them. This is what I'm trading on, the 1 minute, and this chart. So let's say I have a level here, okay, 6909, okay, and price is here. I'm not watching this chart because I don't really care for entry so far away. But if the price comes very close to my level, then I'm start watching this level to see how price reacts to the level, and if I can see any possible entry, meaning that sometimes if you see my video, sometimes you see a level here, let's say, it comes, it tests it, and then it breaks with force. So you can see a big candle. So if you see like in the very tiny detail, like in the 10 seconds, then you can figure out the tension of the market because if it breaks with force and retests and it holds, you can see it very clearly here, and you can give me a clear entry. So when it's the clear entry, then I press pause, and then I can set up my trade. Okay. So this is why I have this layout. That's the reason behind it. Um, what else? Also, be aware that you need to have. You see this chain is that if you draw one drawing in one chart, it's going to be drawing to the rest as well. So you don't have to draw them, each one individually. It would take time. So the other thing I do is I want to, let's say, to extend the previous DVA, like we do normally. Here, by the way, you see this one? You can make it full screen. Okay, and let's say that I want. Okay, let's say that I want to extend the previous DVA, which is here. I'm gonna click on the rectangular. By the way, if you go here, this is all the shapes. If you go here, so I think let me see. So here, geometric, yeah. So you see, if you do the same thing with favorites here, you're gonna get a mini bar, which have all your favorites up here, so you don't have to click all the time. This menu, so you just have to click the rectangular. Uh, Click once, draw down, approximately click there. Now you see here there's like a big geometric like rectangular and circles. That means that now the rectangular is open for modifications. But if you look at, you can see these ones are become the same shape and they become smaller. That means that this one is moved until unless you delete it or unlock it, you can't really move it by accident. Okay. So we have our previous DVA. This is how you draw it. Here you can see a nice rejection from the previous VWAP. Okay, so next thing is let's place an order. Okay, let's say that. Okay, let's minimize this. We don't really need it. If you click and drag, you can take them anywhere you want. Here, if you just click and drag, you can see you can do whatever you want on the charts. Okay, let's say now that we're ready to take a trade. Let's say that the price broke above, whatever, take a trade. Let's place a trade. Before we place a trade, it's a very nice practice to go here. You can see have the long position, which I'm gonna add here as a favorite. So let's say here we have a long position. You click the long position. This is the RR calculator. You find the price that you're interested. You press click, and now the RR tool is become available, which is also visible on the other charts as well. Okay, so now you can zoom in again to the chart. Let's calculate. Okay, now this one is fixed on the price. We can move it if we want, but we don't want it to move. So we can just, you see, drag this rectangular down. We can set our stop loss. Okay, let's say our stop loss is 4 points below the 68.90, so it should be 68.84, which is right here. Okay, so we set our target, which is DVA high, and we set our stop loss. Okay, now we can leave it for there for a screenshot, and then we can move it later because we don't really want it. We just want to see how the ratio is going to be before we take the trade. Yeah, so we have this tool clicked. You can see it's active here. Then we place an order. We can click on it. Then you can say there's a tab coming out. Okay, and then you have the options. Either you want to choose from the initial balance that of your account or the current balance as it updates daily. I always choose the current because I always want 1% to be on my current account. Because if you choose the initial balance, it's not going to be 1% because if you get profits, the 1% is going to drop to 80, 70, and so on. So I don't want that. Anyway, here there's some options of the risk percentages. I chose 1%. Buy side, you want to buy. Market, we don't want limit orders, we want to buy. Here confirms that the risk percent is 1. The risk amount, that's what we're going to risk. Here it says this amount corresponds to 20 micros. Okay, we don't really care about this because we have the fixed amount of 1%. So if you have this one clicked, automatically fills the entry price, the stop loss, you can see it's fixed, and the take profit. If you don't click or if you don't use this tool and you haven't clicked before you place the order, this one you have to actually import them manually. You have to type them, which is a waste of time. This is a nice method to automatically insert the prices. Okay, now let's say we want a parcel. So we'll click on the parcel and let's say at this price, which is the DVA high, we want 90%. So we can actually click 90. Just give me a second, 90. Here we see that it's red because we have 90, 50, 140% of the hadrons. So we'll go down here and we'll press that one, the rest to be the 10%. This is the runner. As you can see here, the price is the same. So there's not going to be any runner. So you have to, this one updated manually. And let's say this is our take profit target, you can see here. So let's say that we want the runner up to the swing high. So we'll go here, we estimate that the swing high is at 69.84, and let's say 69.80. So we're gonna go here, plus 69.80. And now we're ready to trade. There's two options. There's actually save, and it saves the parameters, so then we can take the trade. But what I recommend is the save and journal. So let's say we save and journal. We click on it. There's another tab coming on. This is what I recommend doing every time because you need the trades you'll be taking will need to be documented, with screenshots. So in case you want to go back and review something, everything's going to be there. Personally, I take also separate screenshots just in case in the future I don't have access to the platform or the platform doesn't work or the server's down or whatever. I always take my own personal screenshots and I have an archive just in case in the future I need to go to them and I don't want to pay for the subscription just to see the screenshots. Anyway, while you are there and while you're trading and while you have the subscription, you just click here, it automatically takes a screenshot. It takes a screenshot as it is now, so you can see. But because this one, when you press the labels, it covers part of the chart, so we really want to drag them a little bit to come out. You see, like this, before you take the screenshot. So I take another screenshot now. Here it is. So this the second screenshot is more clear. This one are pre-populated. Checklist, I don't know what it is, I don't really care. You can place also some tags. Let's say fail breakdown 1%, whatever, Sunday open. If you have like specific, tags you want to use. I guess later you can use these tags to identify specific trades, but I don't really use it to be honest. This one maybe later has the option to say how confident you were during trades. This is the confidence level. Sometimes I use, sometimes not. You can also rate the trades, but I guess that's something you can go later, after the trade was finished, and rate it, how good it was, and then you can write notes. And like, you can say, for example, like today, um, we market broke out of an accumulation phase, and now it's time to take the fail breakdown of this level. Just the process of your thought. What you see on the charts that wants you to take the trade. What's the setup like? The market is bullish or whatever. You know what I mean. You can add your own details. You can say later probably where's your stop loss and why you put the stop loss there, and which are your targets. Let's say my target is the DVA high. I'm going to leave around to the previous week high. Okay, and then you press save. You type whatever you want, then you press save. So when you press save, you can see on the calendar here, this is the same tab that we were before, hasn't changed. It comes yellow with a 0. It means that we're about to take a trade now. So I'm gonna put this side this tab aside, which we don't really need it. Okay, and we have the tabs. So the tabs, this is the entry with the red. 506, I guess, is the contracts. This is stop loss. Okay, this one we can see here stop loss. This is the profit target. If I'm going to take my partials at the high of the swing here, and this is the take profit. It's the runner. What's going to go higher if it goes there. By the way, you can leave the runners if you want overnight. It doesn't matter, you know. They stay there until they'll be taken out. Yeah, now we're ready to trade actually. And let's trade and see how it goes. This is just random, you know. You can always put your levels. By the way, if you go to here, you see the lines. You have horizontal line. So you can go, for example, here, and you can place your own level. So let's say you click on it, becomes blue. And then let's say you place it here. You see this is the lows. Then if you don't want to move it, by the way, this one you can customize it. If you go here, you can customize the text, coordinates, style, and everything. By the way, you can also create templates. So you can create lines with different color or text or whatever. Then you can press save as. And when you click again the template, you can choose your default template. We don't need it now, so we're going to press OK, but we need to lock it so we don't move it by accident. Okay, we locked it. The same thing here. Okay, now we're ready to take the trade. I don't really care about this chart because this is for my entry. Since I identified my entry and I did all this process, I'm ready now to take the trade, and I'm just looking this chart mainly and this a little bit this chart. Okay, here there's a bar. So this is the interval. So you can choose the interval. If you press 1 minute, it's going really fast. And what I'm doing usually, it's a play with 10 seconds and 50 seconds. So let's go 15 seconds. If you press play, it's going to play. As you can see here. So here we had a gap up. So instantly we got in profits. So you can see how fast now it goes every 15 seconds. That's the interval. But if we multiply it, you can see there's a multiplier. So it goes five times this interval per second. So it goes faster. But it's not going crazy faster if you put it in 1 minute. So you can actually it can go fast, but you can also control it, you know. You see if you can drag it, you can go faster and faster. If you're bored, you know, if it's in the middle of nowhere, you can go faster, so you can save your time. When you see it approaches to your level, or to stop loss, or you take profit, whatever, you can always slow it down by dragging back, or change the interval back to 10 seconds. Okay, so that's the good thing, that save you a lot of time. So now we just place the random, I'm not sure if we're gonna hit the target or not. By the way, you can stop it, and now we can create a new uh, a new rectangle, a new previous DVA. It's gonna be from here here. We're looking at, and now we see that the market is coming from the previous DVA low. We can also see it here in detail how this looks. Market goes in our favor. We can speed it up a little bit, go to 30 seconds. Just running it to see if we're gonna go into profit. I'm gonna show you how we journal afterwards. So we go into profit, seems good. Let's see if we're gonna continue. I'm gonna put it in 1 minute, a little bit faster. Okay, I paused it because you can see here in real time how this price action looks in 4 different charts. So you can see here that we actually gonna about to hit the target now. Okay, and this one actually was a good trade. It wasn't according to our standards, to our setting. It wasn't our setup, but still it was like a 4 hour trade. So this one we're about now to get like we're at 3.7 now percent. You can slow down it now if you want. So let's slow down to 10 seconds. About this one, about there. Let's play it out. We're getting very close. Let's see if we're gonna hit it. Getting very close. By the way, you can see the whole price action here, how close we are. So you can see we're about three, maybe 2 to 3 points away. Boom. You see here, it hit. So now that we took, by the way, here you can see the realized and the unrealized profit. Okay. So the realized profit is the one we just got. This is in our account backed up. This is the unrealized, which is the runner. Okay. So the runner now it's worth $413. So now you want to take a screenshot because you want to see how the market was, the price action after it hit your TP. Okay. So what we do now, by the way, we have the journal app. We have this tab up. I have it all the time up on a different screen. If you close it, you can still open it from this button here. So let's go to this tab. We click on it. We come down, and we take another screenshot. And then, for example, we can write here TP1 was hit as the market was very bullish after the gap up or whatever, just some kind of description. And then you press save. When you press save, you can see this one is already updated with the profits. So, and the stats, of course, all the stats have been recorded. So that's the process. We don't. If you want to take it's up to you whenever you want to take screenshots. Some people take screenshots before. Some people they say, okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot when we hit the TP1, and some people they raise also the stop loss to break even. So that's why they want to take a screenshot. Some other people they want to take a screenshot also when the runner has been hit. That's okay. It's up to you. What's the process. I usually take 2 screenshots, one before and one after. I don't really care about the runner, to be honest. I really care about the trade itself. So usually I take 2 screenshots per trade. And as I said, I keep a record of my screenshot on my own. Like I do my own screenshots and I put them on my own archive, just in case I need them for the future. So this is done. If you want, you can close the tab. We don't really need it. This has been recorded already. We press save, so it saves the current, layout. And if you want, you can go back. Let's go back to the main dashboard. Here's going to ask for the feedback. So go to the sessions, and we have that. This shows the test session. Okay, is this the session we did now? One trade, 3.7K risk reward. That's it. So all the trades are here. If you want to press journal, you can always click. And I think let me see. Yeah, you can click open, I guess. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice. So if you go to the journal, I didn't know about this. If you go to the journal, so click open, it shows your rating. I guess you can change it or not. Yeah, you have to open the journal itself to change it. Your, your checklist, your gallery, and your notes. Okay. So this everything, yeah. So this everything is in there. If you go to analytics, it shows all your analytics. This is for my session. Yeah, this is for my session, by the way. But it's gonna show you like this, all the analytics here. By the way, there's an option somewhere to, I'm not sure where, to you can export this analytics as a CSV file, and if you want, you can then import it to a different, like chart, like analytics tool, like I have TradeViz, and then you can import it into TradeViz and get more statistics, because this one hasn't got everything, but just the basics. Um, yeah, so let's go like my here, like trades. This is what is session? We don't want that session. I'm select sessions. So let's click my session and apply. So this is my trades when I took, and then I guess I'm gonna show you how we do this. So you can see two screenshots or one screenshot. Yeah, two screenshots. And here you can see the details, checklist weekly, gallery. And here you can see a price to get in the range, which is defined by substitute price. So do like a small like a detail to explain my rationale behind the trade and what happened actually. And these are everything is the same. So you can see like here long what happened. If I wanted, I can trace also, as I said, you can do like a rating, and then you can grade yourself. And then I guess in the future you can actually like select only the bat rates, and then you can review your bat rates. You know what I mean? And see what you did wrong or whatever. But I don't care because if I want to review, just go to I review my mistakes only. So I go here, or if you want, you can have a tag. What's this? Usually there should be, yeah, tags here, so you can put your mistakes. Let's say you make a mistake, over leverage or over trading or latency or whatever, you can add here. And then I guess you can filter the trades. I see, you can filter the trades by tags. I have already some tags. So, okay, let's see, I want to see only the trades with execution error. Here and press apply. And let's see, tags one, yeah. And I guess all these have execution error. I'm not sure if they have, but that's the proper. Yeah. Oh, you can actually do two tags and say this or this. Okay, I don't really care. Anyway, that's the way it works. It's very easy, very pretty straightforward. So now that I want to go in my sessions, I'm gonna go into sessions. I'm not sure if I can delete this. Yes, I can. Now I'm gonna go into my current session. I'm gonna go to the chart, and now my chart is gonna load, and it's gonna take me where I left off yesterday. Also, at any time, you can see you can. Also, there's a hide button, so you can, if you want, you can close your, so it's hidden. But I don't really care because it's fictional. Uh, so there's analytics as well. So at any time you can press the analytics and it takes you to the analytics. Okay. So it's really good platform. I really like it. There's no bugs. At some point you may see only sometimes the price freezes, very rarely, and you have to reload the platform. But otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. I like it. Anyway, that was the video. I hope I was helpful a little bit. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me and I'll get back to you. Cheers.